Hello, my sexy muffins, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to be doing Striker X kidnapped slash escaped a darling listener, and that listener is you. And it is going to be, a scenario. So, and first, traits of what Striker would be like with a kidnapped darling slash escape darling. We'll do the escape part later. We're going to do the kidnap first. So, basically, he is kidnapping you right away. Off the bat, right away. Not going to even probably talk to you first and just snatch you up. Then he would be the type to keep you chained to the bed until you earned his trust, which will be a fight and a half. And also he would be the type to make you depend on him and such, with such taking away your hearing and sight by covering your eyes and putting noise deafening plugs, phones, whatever, and to keep you where you have to depend on him. He is not afraid to use force or to punish you if you misbehave. He is not going to take that stuff. He's going to train you and break you in and to make you his. And this is basically your journey. So, y'all, let's do it. You wake up, your eyes opening up slowly. Your mouth tasted like it was sucking on sand and that you were achy all over. You try to sit up, but you cannot. Your hands are tied above your head, and you cannot even budge them. Your eyes widen, and you start to look around the best that you can, not that you could move around all that much. You look to see that you were tied to a bed, all legs tied to a part of the bed, spread out eagle. You had no idea where you were. You lift your head as best as you can, realizing your neck is tied to the bed as well. You see that you are in a room, just a bed, a chair, no windows, and a door that is obviously not the original door it was, and was a heavy steel door. This heavy steel door had several locks on it, so you realize you have been kidnapped. As you are laying there in the bed, realizing that you have been kidnapped, you hear someone walking a bit away. You strain to hear as best as you can and try to speak, realizing just now that you had a gag in your mouth and could not speak. You hear the locks slowly begin to become unlocked, and walks in a man. This man you never met before. You don't even know who he is. He's an imp, and a taller one at that, and is looking down at you with a smile wide. He walks over to you and traces the outline of the gag in your mouth. You try to pull away, but you can't get that far anyways. "Hello, darling," he says, looking down at you, and you glare up at him. You don't know who he is, but clearly he was the one who kidnapped you. You glare up at him the best that you can, and he smirks. "Well, why don't we get this out of your mouth? Now, if you're going to scream, I might just take that tongue of yours, so keep your mouth hush," he says, and you let him take out the gag. You didn't have a choice, really. You move around your mouth. It was sore from being in that position that long, apparently, and you glare at him. You don't speak because you're afraid of what he will do. He smirks and then pulls out a bottle of water. He unties your neck and helps you lift your head up using a straw to drink some water. You are relieved of that because it helped soothe the dryness in your mouth that was like sucking on sand and get liquid into you, realizing how thirsty you were. He pulls it away once you are done and then sits at the end of the bed, watching you with intense eyes. "So, darling, I'm going to have to lay down some ground rules. First of all, you are mine. You hear that? You are mine, and I am never, ever going to let you go. You belong to me," he says firmly. You glare at him, but do not say anything. You cannot risk that right now. Second, you're going to eat and drink when I say so. If you be good, you might let your legs be untied in a longer chain so you can walk around the room. If you do not, you may go a few days without food. Don't worry, I'll put an IV drip in so that you won't die, he says. Well, he really was serious about this. Well, of course he was. He kidnapped you. Why would you think he would not be serious about this? You nod your head. Now are you going to be a good girl for me, sugar? He asks you. You nod your head and he smiles. Okay, first we're going to get you cleaned up. He unties your wrists one at a time. You wanted to punch him, but you did not. You didn't want to risk it. He then unties your legs and helps you stand up. You stand up the best you can, but your legs are weak. How long had you been out? He suddenly picks you up and carries you to another door that you did not notice, which was apparently a bathroom. Apparently, he plans on keeping you in here for a long time. Even with all the locks, he was not going to leave you untied from the bed unsupervised. Who was this man and what the hell was he doing this? He starts to run a bath and then says to you that you are allowed to take a bath, get washed. Don't try anything stupid, because he would know. You worried that he had cameras in the bathroom, so you did your best to wash quickly and efficiently and then dry off. He had fresh clothes for you, all in your size, which was a bit creepy. And then finally, he brings you to the chair and has you sit down upon his lap. He starts to tell you who he is. My name is Stryker, darling. I'm going to be your husband, and you are going to be mine. You hear that? You go stiff in his arms, but do not say anything. Now, I'm going to have to train you and break you in, but first let's try to test patience. How long can you sit in my lap without making a fuss? He says, and that is what you do. You spend the next hour there before you start getting annoyed, and you start to squirm. Suddenly, he grabs you and puts you back on the bed, towering over you. Good job, darling. You passed the first test. You can get a leg back. With that, you earned back a leg, so you could at least bend one leg to adjust your position in bed. He ties you back up, one leg and two arms. Not your neck, though, which was surprising. And you laid back down. He tucks you in and says he would be back with dinner shortly. How long have you been asleep? How long have you gone without food? You realize how hungry you are, and he leaves, locking every single door. It was kind of redundant because he had you tied to the bed. How would you get out and get to the door? Even it just did not make sense to leave you tied to the bed while the doors are locked so efficiently. You sigh and go to staring at the ceiling to pass the time, counting the little flecks on it, wondering what you were going to eat and how long you were going to be here. You had to play this game if you were going to have any chance of getting out of here. That you knew, and you could not wait to get out of here. But patience is the name of the game. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed, and if you would like to see more, comment part 2 below. And if you would like to see more Has Been Hotel and Helluva Boss, I'll probably link at the end of this video. I hope that you all enjoyed this, and yeah. Yeah, like, subscribe, do all that good jazz. Comments anything you would like to see in this mini series with you, the listener and Striker. And I hope that you all enjoyed, and stay sexy, all my sexy muffins. Bye bye. My mouse is slow. There we go.